budget and study sessions. And we'll just jump right into the first department, which is the planning department. The planning department is located in the general fund. And in the packet that you have, the first page is actually the revenue side related to the planning department, which I highlighted. And as you can tell, the current year budget, no change of $100,000 in revenue. Sorry, one second. The plan, when it says planning, then I work right here.
The new one that was just put up here?
Yeah, each one has.
Thank you.
And then for fiscal year 23, the budget remains at $100,000. If there's no other questions on revenue, then we'll get to the department expenditures. Okay, so on the next page there, which is page 20 at the bottom, you'll see the planning department. The current year budget is $221,000. The projected budget for fiscal year 22 is $213,000, which is approximately about a $7,000 decrease. And then for fiscal year 23, the proposed budget is $214,720, which is a small increase of 0.6%. And Laura Fell is here to answer any questions you may have with the planning department.
Any questions? Okay. Unless people need more time to look over. We can take it on. Sorry, Councilman.
Okay, so for the 2021 actual is 186, and then the projected is 227. So did you already just say what that was? How was that right?
That's the senior center.
Oh.
It's the one below that. Yeah, it's the department below that.
Okay. Okay, so
Went down about $7,890.
That's correct.
So it went from 190 in 21 to 221 in 22. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct.
So,
Yes.
and that's 30,000.
That is correct. And just to point out for Councilwoman Brandana, that $221,000 is estimated to go down to $213,000 based on year-to-date analysis for the professional services and also for the meeting costs.
So the last part you said?
Just for the department, they budget for a number of meetings, and the number of meetings haven't took place, so there was some budget savings there in the meetings line item. And also same thing for professional services for some of the engineering costs, less than anticipated, so that's why those budgets were decreased.
Okay. So the meeting costs in 21 were, am I in the right line? Yeah, so for 21 it was 5,180, and for 22 it's 17,000. So, and that's the highest it's ever been, right? Not ever, but since this.
It's budgeted, trying to estimate how many meetings will take place. It's since been adjusted down to 10 grand based on what we think will really happen between now and the end of the fiscal year.
Okay, I see. I'm just trying to read it.
Joe, it's budgeted at the maximum amount of meetings. We have 4 meetings a month
Mhm.
between zoning board of appeals and planning commission. And then you got to factor in with the
Next up is the city treasurer's office. And on the packet there, it's just us department in the middle there. Just going over some of the numbers, the current budget is $341,000. The proposed budget is no change, it remains at $341,000. And then for fiscal year '23, the budget is at $355,800, which is approximately $13,000 increase or 4%. And the treasurer Topo is here if any of the council members have any questions.
Is there additional part-time help within, so to see that the personal services goes up by 13,400? Is that,
The increases there are purely contractual. You have the elected official per commission, and then you have the 1128 staff and 1917 staff member that contractual raises.
all right? Any questions for the treasurer?
I have a question.
Councilwoman?
So the overtime, so is that just like at tax time or usually?
Yes, but it's very busy toward the end of September, the end of December, and then the end of February. We also run into overtime when I have one of the members off work, having to pay overtime for someone that works through lunch. And in this past year, I had someone out on maternity, and we really didn't have anyone to assist, so there was quite a bit of overtime and that was during tax time.
Of course, right. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? We find move on. All right. Next, we'll go to the building department.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, the building department fund is a separate fund, like the TBA fund. It has its own set of books. And what you have from you, I'd like to go to the fund balance area, which is on really the page 45 when you look at it at the bottom there. So the current year budget right now shows an $8,000 addition to fund balance. With the proposed amendment to the fiscal year '22 budget, that actually decreases to $176,000 use of fund balance. The ending fund balance for the fund is approximately $314,000. For fiscal year '23, there's an additional use of fund balance of about $100,000, which puts the fund balance at the end of fiscal year '23 projected to be at $214,000. And then Mr. Harrington is here for the building department that can assist with any questions.
Councilman?
Why are we taking fund balance down so low? What's going on?
Okay. While Jesse's coming up, we can go over some of the highlights on the difference column. And majority of it is in the revenue area. If you look on top of page 44, you will see that there's approximately $160,000 decrease in the rental, registration, and inspection area, which Mr. Harrington can address.